December 24th, 1971. 10,000 feet above the Peruvian Amazon, a passenger plane is being torn apart by a thunderstorm. Inside, 92 people are screaming and praying as lightning has just hit the fuel tank in the right wing. Sitting by the window, 17-year-old Juliane Koepcke turns to her mother. Her mother turns back and says 4 words that will haunt her for the rest of her life. Now it's all over. Seconds later, the fuselage rips in half, and Juliane is thrown into the open sky. No parachute, and nothing beneath her but empty air and a jungle canopy. She is falling faster than a skydiver, faster than she can even scream, and spinning through a thunderstorm toward one of the most dangerous rainforests on Earth. 91 people are going to die today, but Juliane Koepcke is not one of them. In 11 days, badly injured, half-blind, and completely alone, she is going to walk out of that jungle alive. This is how she did it. October 10th, 1954, Lima, Peru. Juliane Koepcke is born to 2 German scientists who had come to Peru to study a rainforest that no one else was studying. Her mother, Maria, was an ornithologist, and her father, Hans Wilhelm, was a zoologist. Between them, they knew more about the Amazon's wildlife than almost anyone alive. In 1968, Hans and Maria built a research station deep in the Peruvian jungle and named it after a bird called penguana. Juliane is 14 when they move her there. She learns things most teenagers never learn: which snakes are harmless and which ones are poisonous, where piranhas actually live and where they don't, and one rule above all others: if you are ever lost in the jungle, find water and follow it downstream. It will always, eventually, lead you to people. She has no idea that this rule will one day save her from dying alone in the largest rainforest on Earth. December 23rd, 1971, Lima, Peru. Juliane Koepcke graduates high school. She is 17 and living with her mother in the city to finish school, while her father stays behind at Penguana. Their plan is to spend one more night in the city, then fly home the next day to spend Christmas with her father in the jungle. The airline they book is called LANSA. Her father hates LANSA because they have a documented history of crashes, and he has asked his wife more than once not to fly with them. But because it's the holiday season, all other flights are full or canceled, and LANSA is the only airline with 2 seats left. The next day, on December 24th, Juliane and her mother board a Lockheed Electra turboprop with 92 people on board, bound for Koepcke. It should be a 1-hour-long flight. 25 minutes into the flight, the sky turns black. The plane flies directly into a violent tropical thunderstorm, and the turbulence grows so severe that overhead bins burst open and luggage starts flying throughout the cabin. Passengers are screaming, and through the window, Juliane sees a lightning bolt strike the plane's right wing. Her mother looks at her and says something that she will remember for the rest of her life. Now it's all over. Somewhere above the jungle canopy, the plane breaks apart in mid-air. One moment, Juliane is seated beside her mother. The next minute, she is in freefall, still strapped into her row of seats, spinning through the air. Then everything goes black. Juliane wakes up roughly 10 hours later, lying on the floor of the Amazon rainforest. She has survived a fall from nearly 3 kilometers, but not without a whole bunch of injuries. Her collarbone is broken, the ligament in one knee is torn. There is a deep gash down her right arm, and one eye is swollen almost completely shut. Her first thought was her mother. She spends the entire day crawling through the jungle, calling out and searching for her. She eventually finds the fuselage, torn open and scattered across the forest floor, but she does not find her mother. Overhead, she can sometimes hear the engines of search planes, flying low and looking for the wreckage. She can hear them, but they cannot see her. The canopy above her is so dense that a plane can pass directly overhead and not even see the wreckage. Juliane will later say, that it was in this moment that I realized I am completely alone. Juliane remembers her father's rule. Find water, follow it downstream, and it will always lead you to people. She finds a small stream near the crash site and begins to wade through it. For days, that stream is her entire world. She is constantly hungry, she's in constant pain, and insects cover every inch of exposed skin. At one point, delirious with hunger, she considers eating a small, brightly colored frog that she finds on a branch. Then, she realizes just in time that it's a poison dart frog, and she would die if she ate it. She keeps walking, and every so often, the stream widens into something larger. Each time it does, she gets a small hope that maybe there will be someone there. But there isn't. Not yet. By the 9th day, Juliane's body is beginning to fail her. The deep gash on her upper arm from the crash has become infected. Flies have laid eggs inside it, and now those eggs are maggots. On the 10th day, exhausted and barely able to stand, Juliane comes across a small hut on the riverbank with a small motorboat tied beside it. Inside the boat is a container of gasoline, and she pours it straight into the open wound in her arm. The pain is unbearable as the maggots writhe, trying to burrow deeper in her skin to escape the fuel. She's too weak to go any further that night, so she lies down beside the boat, uncertain whether she will still be alive in the morning. January 3rd, 1972, Juliane's 11th day in the jungle. She hears voices. 3 Peruvian loggers have returned to the hut to collect their boat, and they find Juliane lying beside it. She's covered in dried blood, insect bites, and mud. The men give her food and water, clean her wounds as best they can, and carry her by canoe for hours to the nearest settlement. From there, she is flown by a small plane to a hospital and into her father's arms. The official search for the wreckage had been called off days earlier, and that is when she learns the truth about her mother. Maria had survived the initial fall too, along with a dozen other passengers, but being injured and unable to move, none of them made it out alive. Juliane spends weeks afterward helping search teams locate the crash site. On January 12, 1972, Maria Koepcke's body is finally recovered, nearly 3 weeks after the crash. Juliane Koepcke moves to Germany in order to finish her schooling. She studies biology, earns a doctorate, and becomes a specialist with bats. Ironically, for a girl that almost died in a rainforest, she goes back to it over and over again. In 1989, she marries a fellow scientist named Eric Diller, and they take over Panguana. Today, Panguana is a protected nature reserve, legally recognized by the Peruvian government. Her father passes away in 2000, but she still thinks about his rule till this day. Find water, follow it, and it will lead you home. It sure did, and she will remember it for the rest of her life. If you're enjoying my videos so far, and you haven't subscribed yet, that's crazy.